Okay, let's go over all the buttons and what we mean by inside and outside. Okay, we're working in a round pen right here. So the inside is always going to be the center of the round pen. The outside is always going to be the outside of the round pen. Okay, so if I'm going to the inside right now, that is going to be the left side of the horse. So if you want the horse to go right, you have to push on the left side because they move away from pressure. Now you have to open the door, which is take your leg off the opposite side. Okay, I know that sounds kind of tricky, but here we go. So here we're going to review the buttons. Okay, now this is the shoulders or the forequarters or the front of the horse. That is button number 1. That is going to be in front of that girth. Now that's more than likely going to actually be cued. Yes, he's like looking at it. That's going to be cued with your toe more than anything else, okay? Now, button number 2 moves the rib cage or the whole side of the horse. Now, if you want the whole horse to move, guess what? It's button number 2, but it's right here. And you push so hard that you'd actually get a crossover with the front, crossover with the back. That's how much button number 2 would do. Okay, now we want to move the hindquarters. That's the back end of the horse. That's going to be button number 3. Now you got to keep your heel down and you actually use right here the inside of your heel to cue button number 3. See, he already crossed over with those back feet just a little bit. Now remember, they move away from pressure. So now let's do the opposite side. Okay, so without touching the horse, I want you to move your foot to button number 1 here on the right side. So button number 1, okay. Now button number 3, move back to button number 3, good. Now move to button number 2. Good. And he's ready to go, but he already understands what those basic things mean. All right. So now we're going to put that together, and the first one we're going to put together is moving the hindquarters. So you are going to move your foot back into button number 3, and you're going to move that same inside rein forward. So you're going to grab both reins and slide forward, and you're going to tip his nose. So now he's tipped away from you. Now you tip towards you so you see his eye. Button number 3, and you're going to ask for that crossover. So walk him forward, and cross with the back. Now, if you don't want him to walk forward, you have to use that outside hand. So all I want you to do is walk forward a step. So walk forward a step. So walk forward just a little bit. Now yield the hindquarters, whichever side you want to. So yield those hindquarters. There you go. Now you got to pull back with this hand to get a real good crossover. So now you're crossing over. Oh. That's the thing. This hand has to pull back. If you're going like this, you're using indirect rein, you're telling him to move the front. Okay. So that's why you pull back to keep him moving forward. So walk forward a step, so button number 2. Now tip his nose and yield the hindquarters. Button number 3, and tip his nose just a little bit more. And you have to pull back on that rein.
Okay, more?
Yeah, a little bit more. You actually have to make him go. So let's walk forward again. Walk forward, let's walk a little bit farther forward. Ready? Okay, now tip his nose and pull back with the left hand, back with the left hand, back with the left, back with the left. There! There you go. There you go. That was perfect. Okay. See, there you go. All right, now you got to do it on the other side. Okay. Now you're going to yield the hindquarters to the opposite direction. So this time it's going to be on your left side. Button number 3, left side, tip his nose in. And right side, pull back and make him go forward to keep him from going forward. So let's walk forward a couple of steps. Walk forward. Now yield the hindquarters. So tip the nose towards me. Button number 3, pull back with the left foot. Back. You got to pull back with that right hand. Back with the 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 right hand. Oh. There. Okay, so at the end you got it. You did. So what happened is you kept just moving your foot farther back.
Okay.
So you, instead of moving farther back, you just have to make a little bit more of a connection. And you do have to pull back a little bit.
Okay.
All right. One more time. So walk forward a couple of steps, and then I want you to yield the hindquarters. Okay, ready? And tip his nose. Button number 3. Pull back with the left hand. Right hand, pull back. Right hand, pull back. There you go. There you go. Good.
I felt it.
You felt it that time. You disengaged the hindquarters. That was good. Now that's an exercise you can practice all the time, and you got to do it on the right side and on the left. Thank you so much for joining us on today's video, and if you enjoyed the video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And remember, to see more, check out our playlists.